Okay, let's see. Are you really gonna eat a? It's got a nice crunch to it. Is it hot?
It's got some heat to it.
Because he was saying these aren't hot.
No.
Well, now they are.
Here,
No thanks.
it'll be good.
Play it. Play it off.
There's no moment I can point to that says, August is here. It arrives gradually and inevitably. It doesn't have the explosive energy of May, or the overwhelming abundance of June, or July's intensity and focus. But August is the plateau, the moment when the growing season uneventfully crosses the point of no return. Nothing new can be started now. Everything that will be, is. And in this stillness, all our decisions reveal themselves. The varieties that flourished, the ones that withered, the timing we got right, and the moments we missed.
Super bummer.
All of the successes and all of the failures wrapped up into one. Standing in the heat, surrounded by the full expression of a season's work, you cannot hide. Like the dahlias, with all their complexity and potential, with all their magic and heartache, I think they reflect my truth like no other flower does.
That makes me happy.
And this is what August does too. It strips away any fantasy. So this is when I document, I study, I learn, I grow.
Okay, so I'm going to document an epic failure that we made this growing season.
When the lessons are fresh and the emotions are real, I can see clearly what spring and summer have been trying to tell me. That success isn't the goal. Learning is. And August is when we all become students again, humbled by the work, but so grateful for the lessons.
I mean, it's just, where does the sky end and where do the flowers begin?
How is this real?
I know, it's ridiculous.
This is August at Floret.
It's totally ridiculous.
We're doing it. We're deep into summer now.
Okay, so what is the difference between July and August and September and August? What makes August unique?
Well, in July, we're still building. It feels like we're climbing and, we're taking steps forward, and the effort that you put in, I guess there's like still a chance to affect the outcome of the season. August is this really weird, kind of exhausting plateau where what's done is done. All of the decisions that you've made, all like last winter into spring, even into early summer, they're just playing out. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just sort of watching the whole story unfold, and then you just have to deal with the things that are wonderful and the things that are not. It doesn't have that same kind of like hustle. You can walk, not run this month.
What's the weather like in August?
Hot, dry, dusty, dirty, starting to be moldy. Like for seed crops, they're not fresh and lush anymore. They're covered in powdery mildew and everything's dusty, and there's aphids falling on you, and there's dead flies everywhere. It's just kind of grimy, but also still wildly abundant. And the giant sunflowers are starting to lean out and get so big they're like falling over, and the hollyhocks, the weight of the seeds that are forming, now the stalks are starting to fall. things are starting to kind of break and tip.
This is a good patch right here.
Out in the back, we have a big, huge patch of Floret Dahlias that are in full rolling bloom. I mean, it is so beautiful out there right now, but you got to be careful because you'll get stung if you go stand out there. There's so many bumblebees pollinating the flowers. I mean, I always get stung out there. At some point in the month, we saw the first pink sunset. The sky is just, it looks like it's on fire. A big thing that the whole crew has been working on is pruning all the hedges. You actually prune them at the peak of summer because you're wanting to get that new fresh growth brought back while the wood is still kind of soft. You want that new growth to have enough time to harden up before the weather gets cold. So last year we pruned too late and we got a lot of burn when we got our first frost. The new foliage was really tender. So Francisco and Jakin, they string line everything, of course, so it's beautifully straight. They pruned everywhere. They're so fast. They've got such a good system.
You need to be where I am.
Yeah, it's very far over there. Oh, sorry, Jakin. There's a little more over there.
Yeah, here, I'll move.
And then Alicia, Rosario, and Leslie go behind and pick up all the leaves and foliage and stuff, take it out to the compost, which is daunting because we have a lot of hedges and they just busted it right out.
Also, they went on a field trip at the beginning of this month, right?
They did.
What was that about?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've been trying to do more of this year is getting off the farm and having adventures. So in the spring, we went to the local tulip farm and we did a tour there. It's always cool to go see other operations and what people are doing. So there was a big field day out on one of the islands, and the focus was on flower seed.
Francisco and Jakin checking out the boat. Nikki's working. So we're on our way to ferry boat seeds on San Juan Island, and we took this ferry right here over this morning, and we're gonna go meet up with some other seed growers. We're taking this bright red van right here, a few miles out of town, and we brought the whole Floret crew with us so that we can all see how other people are doing things.
Here they're doing a trial, looking at gathering all the information about seed saving, planting dates, when the first seed heads arrive, yields per row foot, total cost per pound of seed, all this information for growers.
So we set up a hopper here. It is a treadmill. And we drop material onto this belt while it's running, and stuff that rolls easily rolls down, stuff that doesn't roll easily goes up.
How was the tour?
Was good.
How's the food?
We were supposed to go with them, but I got on a roll with writing and I just didn't want to stop. So we stayed home and I wrote and Chris organized photos and everybody had a little adventure. For me, this is the month when I think that it is the most important to take notes and to document the things that worked well, the things that you really failed at, the things that you'd like to change in the next growing season. So what I do is I write, "Dear future self." Something about that sentence just leads you into like, don't do that again, or that was a great job. It's like something about just writing to your future self that is going to read this in January when you're planting the garden. It just gets you going. I have a million letters to Dear Future Self. They're like leaving yourself little gifts and little clues for later.
Are you so happy with the way these little houses turned out?
I'm so happy with it. 1A, sort of a like Hail Mary.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
To read them back later, you'll be like, that was really dumb, or good job, you. Like, I write myself all these notes, but I've been writing a lot of Dear Future Self letters. A lot of things that I would change. A lot of things that went well, and I don't want to forget what we did because I want that to happen again.
Have you learned anything this year? Have there been lessons that you have, learned either the hard way or through total success?
Okay, so I'm going to document an epic failure that we made this growing season. So this is one of our tall greenhouses where we are growing sweet pea seed out to replenish our freezer stock, our mother stock. And so here's the list of all the varieties. I mean, really a ton of them, and this big complex project. But we made a map, but lost the map. We labeled things, but then the labels rotted out here. So I'm just pretty much crawling around on the ground and comparing this and trying to figure out, like here down at the base, I found a broken off stake that says turquoise. All of the varieties are supposed to be separated by a couple of feet, and you want to make sure that the vines don't grow and tangle with each other, because then if you're picking seed, you don't know which plants it's from. Nope, they all grew together.
The vines from this side are intermingling with the seeds on the vines from this side. So to harvest a variety, you really have to pull the vines down. Like say I want to harvest this variety, I have to pull all of these down. It's raining powdery mildew.
You can see it is a mildewy nightmare. So if you're allergic to powdery mildew, just note to future self, I'm not.
Leave. Okay, this is not how you're supposed to do it.
For a seed crop, you don't need the plants to be tall. It's actually better that they're flowering a little bit shorter. And so I would say January, February sowing would be much better than fall planting. But yeah, just note to self, don't do it like this again. It was like all the things that would create structure and order to it, which we normally have in place, kind of fell away, and we didn't hold that organization around the project. I know a lot of people think everything here is so perfect and so dialed and we have so much help, but it's not all dialed, but we do have good help.
What happened with the gladiola trial?
What a disappointment. Oh, I know Nikki is so bummed. So I have always hated gladiolas. They're these old-fashioned flowers. They make a big spike of blooms. They look kind of tropical. They come in very bright colors. I'm like, there aren't many flowers that I don't like. I should really work on this. I should go investigate and see. So I ordered corms and bulbs from every single source probably in the country, from little tiny breeders to big, companies. I got some of everything. They have like 76 varieties, I think, in a whole rainbow, had it all mapped, all planned. Nikki planted them all. She was so excited. I think she actually likes gladiolas.
Some of these we only have a few of each one. And this week when we were walking by, we noticed that they were not looking good. They started, I don't know if you can see, it's like, it looks like the life is getting sucked out of them, and in fact it is. I don't know if you can see these little black thrips on there, but once we got in there and looked, it's been so busy, some of the stuff can kind of get lost, and then all of a sudden you turn around and your gladiolus trial is going down the tubes, so I'm going in.
I feel more bad for Nikki than the plants. I mean, I was excited to see them, but she tried like spraying them with neem oil and doing all these different things. It's not even touching it. They're gone. Until we learn what to do differently, I don't think we'll be growing glads. I don't think there's anything we can do to save them at this point.
one final question about this is what's the difference to you between a mistake and a learning opportunity? Or is there a difference?
I think when something stays a mistake, you don't get curious about it. You don't try to improve next time. You don't take it apart, break it down, figure out what went wrong, and apply those learnings. I would call that a mistake. But if we did something that was technically a mistake and there was a negative outcome from it, I think the way to be able to move on and feel empowered is to try to go, okay, well, how could I learn from that? How could I apply what I learned from that to next time?
Are we ready?
Yeah. Okay. Dahlia Farm Walk. Let's go. Do we need to stop for a tomato?
I'm not trying to be goofy right now. I'm like genuinely just confused what's happening with my notes.
It's because dahlias are the topic. So when it comes to dahlias, there are a couple of different ways that you can grow them. The most common way is to grow them from tubers. So when you plant a variety, say like this beautiful one, rhubarb and custard, in the spring, I'm going to put a tuber in the ground. And then by autumn, that one tuber is going to turn into a whole clump of tubers. Now, if I divide those tubers up, they are going to make more plants of rhubarb and custard. So the tubers are going to be the clone of the mother plant. You can also take cuttings. That's another way to reproduce the exact same plant. Now, the fun way, like the new exciting way that everybody's getting into, and that I started getting into about 5 years ago, is growing dahlias from seed. So say I let rhubarb and custard go to seed. I collect the seed pods and I plant those next spring. This row is all of the different seeds that I got from rhubarb and custard. So the seeds don't come back true to the mother plant, but they actually have some of the same characteristics. So you can see rhubarb and custard has this beautiful kind of rhubarb red center with little custard tips, and it's super beautiful. So this whole row here, these are all from seeds. So when you pick a seed pod off of a dahlia, they'll have 25 to 50 seeds in them, and every one of those seeds is going to make a different plant. So you can see that in this bed, see how all these flowers are different than each other. Each one of these plants is unique and it has never existed before. Before we get into dahlias, I feel like we've got to give a little backstory about your relationship with this particular flower. Like, I have a love-hate with dahlias, but you do as well.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Or mostly, maybe it's just all hate, right?
No, I don't hate dahlias. I've gotten a reputation of hating dahlias. And so, okay, I'll try to do this quickly. In season 1 of Growing Floret, there was this kind of storyline that we were following. What's going to happen with the dahlias? Is Floret going to continue to grow
Beautiful.
like hundreds of thousands of dahlias and sell tubers and do all this kind of stuff? Or are they not going to do that? I'm not a flower farmer. I am not much of a gardener. And so would be really good. If you can kind of go back through a few of those, Erin, that would be helpful. It was very hard to explain, and we had to like shoot and reshoot, and I had to re-ask and re-ask and re-ask, and then rewrite and rewrite. And I just grew to just dislike this flower because it was like a thorn in my side. Then when the PR came out about the show, Erin and Chris told the story again to I think it was like People magazine. And you guys told the story about how the director hates dahlias.
And they printed it.
So I've been marked as a dahlia hater.
I was mortified. Rob sent me a picture pointing to the text, like it's calling him out, saying he hates dahlias in People magazine. I'm like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Like, why would they even print that? It was just like a passing conversation. Whatever. I think it's just you're branded, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how much of that conversation ends up in this video, but Yes. So, anyways, dahlias are the focus of this month, though. Really, I mean, August is dahlias, August and September. So, can you kind of explain your? I mean, I know it's long and complicated, but what is your journey with dahlias?
Yeah.
I've been growing dahlias for nearly 20 years now. And in that time, I have grown over 1,000 different varieties in every shape, size, and color imaginable. Can you see what that looks like? I saw you take a deep
I
breath.
feel like I started a little.
How many of them there actually are? What I found Oh man, dahlias have taken me on a ride, for sure. So it started out, that was the first plant I was gifted. And dahlias have a funny way of taking over your life. We didn't get this. So I was growing them for cut flowers, and then every year when you go to divide them, I always had leftover tubers. There's a crate of freshly divided tubers. I never wanted to sell them. I always gave them away to other flower farmers, my neighbors, anybody that needed them. Full to the brim with tubers. And then eventually got talked into starting to sell them, which I never wanted to do. The demand grew so quickly, and so did our supply, and we started producing tubers on a bigger scale, and it just outpaced us. We grew too fast. We could not keep up with the demands of the quality. We didn't have the proper storage at that kind of a scale, and we just started making mistakes. We started sending out tubers that weren't good enough quality. Like, if I'm admitting mistakes, we weren't great at the tuber business. I felt like a cat to water, but we had other farmers that were producing tubers for us, and it just was kind of like getting out of control. It was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we were at a crossroads when we were filming season 1 of Growing Floret. I don't think anybody knew it was a crossroads, but I was really struggling and wrestling with it because the demand was so great. Everybody wanted them. It was going to be the topic of my next book because I had all this information to share.
My hope is that this book not only teaches you everything you need to know to be successful with dahlias, but that it also...
But I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't feel like we were great at it. And so kind of at the last minute, we decided to pull the plug. And so we paid the farmer for all the tubers, and we did not sell them. So I wrote him the biggest check I've ever written in my life and let them keep the tubers and just walked away from the whole thing. And it was humiliating because everybody was so used to it. They were excited. We were being filmed, which was the worst part of all. It's like, I don't want to make mistakes publicly. I want to do them privately and then talk about them later. But instead, the world is watching, and it was awful. It wasn't like one of those good, where you're like, yeah, follow your intuition and then everything's going to be okay. Like, it was not okay for a long time. It sucked all around, but we got out. And so I never want to get back in. I got to say that. Like, I never want to sell tubers again. It's just not what we're supposed to do, but I love dahlias. Pretty epic. Man. When the dahlias start getting tall, that's when it starts to feel pretty magical. Well, this is a beauty. Okay, so this garden, this dahlia patch, these are all named varieties that I got from either the breeders themselves, people who work that have specialty varieties of dahlias. And then I collected some of them from the larger, say Swan Island dahlias. They have a really great collection, but all of these dahlias fall into the category of collarets. So they have this single beautiful ring of outer petals and then another layer of shorter inner petals that encircle their little button yellow or sometimes burgundy center. There are also some that are called orchettes, and they have these kind of pointed petals. Sometimes they'll roll, these outer petals, but they still have that inner ring of little shorter petals. Here's another beauty. This one is called Venus. This was what started this whole patch because I wanted to get my hands on this. So this isn't actually a colorette, but look at that beauty. Okay, so this is the known patch. Just look at that. I mean, come on. I mean, isn't that magical?
Yeah, it is pretty magical. Yeah.
Okay, so these are all the known varieties, named varieties that exist on the market. You can buy them. And the next stop on our tour is the ones that are not yet released. So this year's dahlia breeding patch, it's the most magical little spot, and it's really close to our house, which is always where I want to put the dahlias, because in the evening, after everybody goes home, and I put on my pajamas, I just go walk around in the dahlias and I work out there until dark. There's so much life happening. There's so many little creatures working. You hear the little birds hopping along on the fabric, and you see the breeze move through, and songbirds land on the T-posts and fly away. And there's just, it's almost like something that just washes over me when I'm out there. I just get still. Hi, kitty. There's a black kitty.
Oh.
Oh, with a little stubby tail. Hey.
A new one.
A new one. You know, I think it's the 1-year anniversary, just any day now, of Timmy.
Oh.
I know. I've been missing her.
I miss Timmy too.
That will be it. We have a dahlia named after Timmy.
We do.
We should look at it. Okay, here we go. Here's Timmy. So this was one of my very first selections I ever made. And it's not great in a way. It is beautiful, this beautiful kind of champagne kind of peachy color, but it does have a tendency when the flowers, like kind of when the summer gets going and it's like, we're in August, that center will pop.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hold that form. And it's the first to flower. I love the color. It's the exact same color as Timmy's fur.
So this is kind of the one that we love, but it probably wouldn't pass.
We wouldn't release it on the market.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe for Timmy fans, you could just send it as a gift, but this was named after Timmy because...
So we can't get rid of it now because
we named it Timmy. Yeah. But you know what? Timmy was really a pain in the... just like this dahlia, like beautiful and amazing, and also like kind of a brat. I'm trying to not swear. The amazing thing, and I think why dahlias have such a huge fan club, is there's kind of something for everybody. You've got spiky ones that look like a cactus that are all quilled. You have big flouncy, ruffly ones where the heads are so heavy that they lean down. There are single ones that look like a daisy. There are other ones that have an extra ring of petals on the inside that to me look like eyelashes. You've got little tiny pom-poms that look like a shooter marble, all the way up to ones that are as big as a little kid's face or a dinner plate. Like there's everything in between. I love that about them. Like you can't control them, you can't contain them. They're all so different. They're all beautiful in their own way. I mean, I think they are like people, Like I think I love to celebrate the differences. I think that's what's so great. It's not trying to have things conform and all be the same. Yeah, I mean, I think there's ones that I love. And then there's one like this one. I think this one's really sweet, but the flower form is inconsistent, and you know, see how it's like the dome isn't perfectly centered. The flowers are a little messy. Oh, look at this one here, come down here. Have you ever seen a brown dahlia before? This is a question. I think this one's fun, but you could see the form is inconsistent. The petals are, they're kind of flip-flopping around. It's just not tidy. I think this is the most coveted dahlia in all the world at this moment in time because supply is very low. Look at that one, but like, see that? That's not a good quality.
Yeah.
This is the dahlia named after Jill. It's a beauty. You're great too, though. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Oh, like, look at this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And how long are these rows?
I think they're 90.
Okay, so that would be 180 plants times 11. 1,980. So there's probably 2,000 Floret dahlias right here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all for seed. Look. Seed pod.
A little seed pod.
Yep.
There we go. It begins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once these guys get rolling, yep, there's some seed.
There's some seed in there.
Yep. There we go. There's a couple. They're still kind of small. See those? They kind of charcoal.
Oh yeah, I got them.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Just the percentage of babies that come out of her seed that are good, that are really pretty, and like ones that you want to keep, is so high. It's kind of shocking. I haven't met a variety yet that has so many keepers. Let's see, do you think you can do it?
I'm gonna do it.
I mean, look at all these pods. Oh, such abundance. Okay, haven't done this yet this season. Okay, so you can kind of hear that annoying noise on the river, the boat. Here, let's go down. You could still hear it, but now nobody can see you. Oh, you should get that view looking up.
So often people are like, they're like, what are you doing with dahlias anyway? Like, why are you doing this? Like, I don't get it. Stuff like that.
That question is probably the most common one that I get. It's like, well, if you don't sell dahlias, why are you growing dahlias? It really seems like folks struggle with like, because I want to as an answer, or because it brings me joy. I don't know anybody that's grown dahlias from seed that hasn't commented to me that they were just like, I feel like these are changing my life. Like they're changing me. There's just something about them. They're really powerful. There's a lot of wonderful things, but I'm also scared of them. There's been so much stress and pain around them, and there has been so much joy, and like there's no other flower that does that. I feel like dahlias reached out of the grave and got me by the foot, and they're trying to pull me back in. Like they've got me. I don't know. They're so annoying, and I love them.
So very close to the dahlia breeding patch is the vegetable garden.
Yeah.
We talked about it a few months ago, but we really haven't talked about it. Like, is it going well? Are you still growing it? What does it look like?
What a gift. I mean, really, that space, like, it's totally overgrown. So Chris and I made these huge, tall, kind of tripods. And so they look like these big Dr. Seuss creatures. Okay, tell me your favorite thing
that that your favorite part of the vegetable garden this year? What is the best part for you?
It's just fun.
The zucchini have jumped out of the beds, grown across the paths, are now smashing the plants and growing into them that are next to them. I'm finding ones that are this big. We have a wheelbarrow full of 2 big zucchini that we've just pitched.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Delicious? Not delicious.
There we go. We got it.
The herbs are a success. The lettuce bolted.
That's the lettuce we didn't eat.
Peas died quickly. The cilantro bolted.
So if you don't pick your broccoli, this is what it'll do.
Yeah.
Some of the tomatoes are disgusting. Most of the ones we got from the roadside stand, not very good. And then other ones are totally delicious, and we lost the labels, so we don't know what they are. Like, it's just this. Are you ready for the best taste of your life? You just feel happy.
Are you gonna be able to find the tag in that?
When I think of you, I just think of you walking around eating everywhere we go.
I'm just like, I don't know, we're walking around the Dahlias, and I'm like, we need to plant something to eat over here too. Like, we need something to eat everywhere.
Like, it's just so fun to go out there and see what's ripe and what you can pick for dinner.
We've got like so much fruit. We're just about to salsa season. And I feel like we're just gonna be eating salsa and then green beans for dinner, huh?
So I'm gonna kind of cut these up to the Cuisinart. Sure, let that warm up just a little bit, and then I'll throw these guys in there. Not so pretty little leaves here. Warm out little chunks. We'll do 2. Okay. I like it hot. Just you want them to get like shriveled up. You can do a half a lime or a whole lime. Big old hunk of it.
Good? Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we do me up one?
It'll make any stale chip taste really good.
I forgot to get chips at the store.
Over the course of you and Chris's life of farming, growing things, you've had, 20 Augusts. And that's 20 times where you've reached a point that you could not make changes anymore. Mm-hmm. How have you guys changed in the acceptance part of that?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Here I come. Okay, I gotta get out of your frame, but I need to. You just need to push through with the pink sky. Chris and I are such problem solvers. Like, that is our favorite thing to do. It makes us feel less disempowered. I'm gonna try to do something about it. What can we learn from this? Like, we very actively go into that automatically. I think it's been a blessing, but it also can be a curse. And in August, there's nothing you can do. You just gotta ride it out. You can't fix it, you can't change it. It just is. And then how are we gonna make the best out of it if it's not good? And oh man, soak it in if it is, because you just don't ever know when it's gonna be this good of a crop again, or this good of weather, or it's like you don't take anything for granted. As terrifying as it can be, at times, there is this freedom in it. It's something I've grown to love.
What do you hope viewers will ask after seeing this episode?
Even if just a handful of people go out and write themselves a letter in the garden, dear future self, this is what I loved and this is what I learned. You know, this is what I would change. This is what I discovered. I think that would make me feel so good because I know the growth that's going to come from that for folks. And just to do, I mean, the dahlias are the perfect example, but to just do something because you love it for no other reason than that. It doesn't have to have an end game. It doesn't have to have a point. It doesn't have to measure up or do all these things. Like, you can just do something because you love it. And not even be able to explain anything more than that. Like, that is a reason enough to do it.